Super Bowl Sunday matchup between your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite and the 2015 Philadelphia Hockey Club. Thanks for joining us early this morning on City TV, Pens Elite TV for game number 3 between these two squads. Pens with a offensive outburst in game number 1, putting up a 10 spot. A final score of 10-7. Reminiscent of 1980s style Penguins Flyers hockey. High scoring affair in game number 2. The Pens put up 7 in a 7-3 victory yesterday evening. And we're back here for game number 3 to close out the season series between the Philadelphia Hockey Club and your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. We're set to begin here from the Hollydell Ice Arena. And starting up front will be on the right side, Colt Davis. The left side, Riker Ferguson at center. Number 8, Connor Wilson. Backside, Moya. And number 14, Noah Welch. Plays underway here as it's going to be shot to the stick of Welch. Welch swings it right across to Grant Loya. Loya throws it behind the reach of Colt Davis. Now Grant Loya follows along. And it's going to be set wide where Welch is going to confront Gerberback. Gerberback dumps it in behind the starting netminder, number 33, Luca Thompson. Punterera throws it behind the cage where Wilson bumps it up the wall to his left winger, Riker Ferguson. Ferguson's harassed by 22. It's now back in the neutral zone right now as 22 dumps it deep. It goes off the stick of Welch. Welch is going to skate this forward. Evades everybody. It's going to be an icing call. As we'll pause here, 14-16 on the clock. D-zone draw. Mason Fritchie, number 4, steps in. He's flanked by Stark and Bingham Green. Backside, Fritchie and Nenavisa. Roach is in on the draw for the PHC squad. He's going to win it back to his point man, Fazio. Fazio sees his pass get picked off by Mason Fritchie. Fazio returns the favor, though. As digging for this puck now in the D-zone is Mason Fritchie. High in the zone, Pacelli tries to keep it in. It's joined by Winton. Back to neutral here on the faded blue line. As Bingham Green battles. He's going to win this. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Stark up head of the plate. Green carries it in himself. It's canceled out by Fazio. Puts it on the starting netminder, Shaw. Or it's blocker down in front of the cage. Now Fritchie throws it back to Green. Deflected off the stick of Fazio, just wide of the cage. Mason Fritchie now far side. He's stripped of the puck by Fazio. Nenavisa trying to keep it in. Puts it up off the dasher. Down to Mason Fritchie. Throws it all the way across. I think he was trying to hit Bingham Green. A little bit of a miscommunication there, but recovering this puck right now is number 9, Brady Fritchie. He's going to lead the rush. It's poked off of his stick blade by Carr. Dumped in deep by Pacelli. Back for this puck is Fritchie, but Spittle wins that foot race. Centering pass attempt broken up by Borman. Borman puts it off the face mask of Punterera. Shot wide of the cage. 13:09 to play in the first period here. Nunez crashes in, head first into the wall, goes down. Wilson tries to chip it ahead to Easton Borman. Borman's in on a 2-on-1. He's got Wilson as a trailer, knocked off of his stick blade now. 94 is able to get a stick in there. Now it's behind the cage. Or 17, Nunez moves it to Punterera. Punterera sees this go to Welch. Welch did not bring it into the offensive zone, but they're going to blow this dead as he was trying to wait for Connor Wilson to get onside. Borman, Wilson, Gorski, Papuano, and Welch on right now. It's one in the skates of Borman. Borman pickle stabs that down into the Philadelphia D-zone. Wilson harasses behind the cage, comes out, tries a wrap move. Wilson snaps us in into the glove of netminder Shaw. 12:32, correction, 12:35 on the game clock. As the Pens pick up a couple of shots in that sequence, Connor Wilson back on for the offensive faceoff. Again, Gorski, Borman, Papuano, and Welch. As Wilson draws in against Roach. Roach wins this back to Fazio, loses the handle as he's harassed by Gorski. Nunez behind the cage, puts it up off the wall, or a chip pass out to Roach. Roach is going to try, Papuano gets it around him. Welch is going to come over to confront Roach now. Good back check by Wilson. Put his foot back into the net. And PHC cashes in early in this game. As the first shot was stopped, but the rebound sat out and was tucked in. It's a 1-0 game. Penn's playing from behind here early in the first period as Mason Fritchie tries to get to this puck. Winton snaps it across off the stick of Roach back to center. Evades the reach of Grant Loya. Loya sees this puck knocked off of his blade by Pacelli. On the back check is Mason Fritchie. He's knocked to the ice. As Winton goes D to 94. 94 swings it all the way back across to Gerbovic. He's going to go for the change as Loya peels behind the net. Reverses it out near side to number 11, Colt Davis. He fans on the pass attempt. And he's going to carry it forward himself. He throws it across. Fritchie was going for a change. He's going to stay on here and dump it deep. As the Pens make a wholesale change. Where Carr is going to be confronted by Welch. Snapped in off Thompson's right pad. Brady Fritchie gets the engine going. He's going to lead the rush, 4-on-3. Fritchie bounces it outside, snaps it in on net, blocker down. Stark tries to get to this puck. Welch is going to stay with Punterera here. He's going to knock him off the puck. Welch behind the cage. Bumps it over to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie up off the wall, one-touch pass. Green to Wilson. Wilson's going to try and split the defenders. He's knocked off the puck. Reaching for that puck is Nico Stark. Stark down low to Wilson. He tried a centering pass, nobody home. It's Gorsey freshly off the bench, trying to catch up to that puck. Now it's Gorsey on the back check on the tail of 22. 22 goes wide to Punterera, where he's confronted by Papuano. A couple of solid hockey names as they collapse here on the half wall. Wilson bumps it up, but kept in by Spittle. Back to the point man. Shot off the bar as that shot had eyes. Punterera centering pass pokes through everybody as Stark tries to move to Gorski. Gorski again trying to get to that puck. Punterera behind the cage. He's harassed by Papuano. Both players go down. Wilson is going to manhunt the play. It's Gorski. Tries to hit Gorski. Has to wait for this puck as Loy's going to join the rush. Loy calling for that puck. Gorski shoots it off the left shin guard in 94. Now it's on the half wall where Borman battles. He's forced to the wall. Penalty coming off as he was put in by 94. So the turkey on the table for the Pens elite here. 9:35 trailing. But they're going to go to a power play to try and get the even up. Sits down for the body checking call. In on the draw, Mason Fritchie tries to go to the wall. Nunez gets that puck, but stealing it right off of him is Easton Borman. Now they battle. Fritchie, he joins the fray as well. Goes back to his brother, Brady at the right point. Brady's going to walk middle, goes down low to Borman. Borman has a little trouble handling that puck. Now he's going to come up the half wall. He's harassed by Pacelli. Pacelli gets that puck off of him, but Brady Fritchie allows Gorski to get back on side, pops it in on the netminder, looking for a rebound as Winton takes a shot to the back of the head. Brady Fritchie skates away. Penn's going to stay on the power play. No retaliation there. 104 on the PP. We'll set up on the other side of netminder Shaw now. Goes back to the point man, Nenavisa goes across to Fritchie. Fritchie, he delays, circles back on the blue line, tries to make Roach miss, goes down to the wall to Gaworski. Gaworski stops up, he looks for some space, goes low to Borman. Borman down to Fritchie. Snapped in by Fritchie, but that's blocked down by Fazio. He's going to dump it in on Thompson. Thompson sticks it away to the near corner, where Brady Fritchie picks up that puck. Two PHC players collide. It's going to be a jailbreak, 5-on-2 the other way. Gaworski moves it wide to Borman. Borman snaps it in off the glove, but right back to Borman. Borman goes behind the cage now. He's harassed. 12 seconds to go in the power play. Borman still has it. Now below the goal line. Stops up. Comes out to the dot. Down to Papuano. Papuano goes wide to Welch. Welch going to try and float this down to the stick of Wilson. Back to 5-on-5 action. 8:04 to play here in the first period. It's chipped behind Ambrose Papuano as he hustles through this puck. Papuano up off the wall in front of the Penguins bench. Through the legs of Ferguson. Now Welch is going to come over and confront Punterera. That's blocker down. Rebound right in front of the net. It's picked up by Carr. Comes all the way top to Winton. Winton, the stick of Spittle now. Wilson strips him of the puck. Halfway point of the first period. Davis sees that pass picked off by 17. And Welch is now going to come across to play this puck behind Luka Thompson. Welch up to Ferguson. One touch pass. Pens are in flight. Wilson's got a man wide. He's going to take this himself as he's going to try Winton, who's a little bit flat-footed right now. Wilson gets around him, loses the handle of the puck. Looks for a trailer. He finds one, and Riker Ferguson rolls off of his stick blade. It's in the front now, where it's put. Rebound, almost tucked home by Riker Ferguson. Was sitting there, knocked away at the last second, I believe, by the stick of Spittle. Punterera will now try Nenavisa. Back checkers Loya. Loya surfs him, and they switch as Wilson knocks us out of danger behind the cage, where Nenavisa picks up the goods. Tries to hit Davis out of Davis's reach, where Wilson tries to regroup behind the cage, bumps it off the end wall. Picked up by Grant Loya. Loya now spins off of the pressure of Pacelli. Ferguson, one touch pass is picked off as it's thrown right back into the Penguin zone. Not far enough for icing as Loya tried to dummy that puck. Just didn't have the juice on it. 6:26 to play here. Pens trailing 1-0 on an early rebound putback by PHC. Start down the half wall. Battles with Fritchie. Fritchie's looking for a pathway. He's putting it off the end wall. Welch tries to snap this in off the stick of Bingham Green. Goes wide of the cage, near wall. Throw it off the chest of Brady Fritchie. Tries to settle this puck down and does. He's able to find that as he's run into, and it's not him that goes down. It was Nunez. Correction, it was Maurer as Welch going to try and move this forward again. Goes over the stick of Bingham Green. And PHC is going to dump this deep, where Welch goes back behind the cage. Puts it up off the dasher. Welch is put into the wall. They're going to go back to the power play. .36. Power play unit on right now. Wilson, Gaworski, Fritchie, and Loya. Connor Wilson wins this draw over to Mason Fritchie. Pens looking for more opportunities here on their second power play. This is high to Mason Fritchie. He stops. Skates towards the wall, goes low to Wilson. Wilson back to the point man, Grant Loya. Loya's taking the space, snaps it in on net. No traffic in front. And settling that puck down, no rebound, was Netminder Shaw. 1:10 to play on the power play. 5:16 in the period. Roach will draw in once again against Connor Wilson. As it's 1-4 to Brooks Gaworski. Gaworski to Loya. Loya right back to Gaworski, top of the circle. Gaworski snaps in a shot, low shot, rebound, kicks up. And it's found by Shaw as Connor Wilson is put into the cage. take both of them. Nunez and Wilson are going to go to the box. So a lot of ice here for the Penguins. Actually, it's gonna, let's see if we're going 5-on-4, 4-on-3 right now. It's gonna be a 5-on-4 situation as with the coincidental minors. As 94 skates us back to neutral, goes off the stick of Spittle. Now to 86, far side, as he takes a slash on the back of the legs of Brady Fritchie. Loya, he's run into by Spittle. Loya's able to regain his footing, but Spittle gains the puck. Now there's 41 to go on the power play for the Pens. Loya takes it out of the corner. Up to 93. Riker Ferguson. Borman is run into by Maurer. Put in front of the PHC bench, where it's thrown over the stick of Loya. 86 in a foot race with him. As Fritchie easily rubs out 86. 86 again looking at the official for the call. Seems to be the trend here as that continues. Ferguson off the stick of Borman now. 9 to go on the power play. Borman's rubbed out by Spittle, trying to regain this puck, and that'll be it for the Pens power play. Here is back to 5-on-5 action. Nico Stark throws it low. 4:03 to play now in the first period. It's off the stick of Borman. He's run into by Maurer, but picked up by Nico Stark, looking for a pathway to move this puck. He goes high to Ambrose Papuano. Snaps in a shot wide of the cage. Off the stick now of Nenavaisa, as he's run into by 86. Clamps down on Nenavaisa's stick. Finding this puck though is Bingham Green. He's going to walk off the wall. He's got a little bit of real estate to work with. Shoots it in near side as Nico Stark gets back to his feet, trying to get to this puck, and does. Top of the zone, Nico Stark throws it now low to Maurer. Tries to hit Puntarero, gets behind Papuano. Catching up to this puck. Centering pass attempt for Spittle. Broken up by CJ Nenavaisa, and Nenavaisa to Green. As he gets some speed going through the neutral zone to move it to the right side of Gaworski. Tries to drop pass. That's picked off. It'll be a transition here for Pacelli as he tries Fritchie. Following on to is Fazio. Now on the back check, it's Gaworski. Looking to move it. Brady Fritchie now leads the rush. He's coming in 1-on-2. He'll try Fazio. Tries to get around him and does. Now it's Winton that confronts him along with Fazio. Behind the cage now, Riker Ferguson. Sees this puck go near side to number 20, Puntarero. Cole Davis knocked off the puck. Fritchie, he's got some real estate. He's going to shoot off the right pad and wide of the cage. Ferguson. Now stick handles. Under this skates the ref. He's going to reverse out the other side. Goes to Mason Fritchie. Fritchie back to Ferguson. Fans on that shot attempt. It comes over here to the near dot as it's thrown all the way down the ice where Welch has to go for this puck. And it'll be an icing call. We'll go back in front of netminder number 76, Ellie Shaw. 2:20 to play. Hence, most of the zone time here in the first period. A lot of shots, not a lot of rebounds though on 76. Wilson draws in against Roach once again. Up front, Gaworski and Borman. Backside, Loya and Papuano. Loya able to go to his knee to hold that puck in. Try to go wide. That's broken up by the stick of 68 Pacelli. Papuano back in his own zone to Loya. Loya tries to hit Wilson as a shoulder is put into the head of Wilson. And Wilson's down. As a shoulder went up to the head of Connor Wilson, number 8. So hopefully Wilson's able to get up as he makes his way to the bench right now. Pens will regroup, already without the services of number 25, Blake Paris. Blake, hopefully feeling better back in Pittsburgh. Can't wait to see you back in the black and gold. As it's now thrown all the way down behind netminder number 33, Luka Thompson. Grant Loya pinned to the wall. And he's going to win that battle up to Brooks Gaworski. Gaworski confronted by Maurer. Riker Ferguson trying to get the engine going. From his knees, moves it to Borman. Borman comes in on 94, bounces in middle. Just over the bar. Pens missing the net a lot so far today. Had some looks. As Ferguson now put in by 94. As the body checks continue for PHC. Pens right back to the power play. The Pens have an opportunity again late in the first period on the power play. Ferguson high to Papuano. Papuano goes wide to Grant Loya. Loy, shot, deflects just down and wide of the cage off the stick blade of Ferguson. Good deflection there from 93. Ferguson low to Gaworski. Gaworski all the way through the seam to Papuano, top of the zone. Swings it over to the right side to Grant Loy. Loy walks down top of the circle, deflects just over the bar. Again, off the stick of Ferguson. 2 deflections in that sequence from number 93. Now it's top of the zone. Papuano makes one-man miss. Curl move, delays, shot is blocked by Fazio. 51 to play in the period, 55 on the power play. Borman on the half wall, goes all the way across the Papuano, rolls off of his stick blade now. Behind the cage, it's Easton Borman. Sees this now on the near side. Goes low to Gaworski. Gaworski looking for Ferguson in the bumper. Penn staying to the outside right now. Gaworski is going to swing it behind the cage. Goes high to Papuano. Papuano looking for somebody to move this to. Goes low to Gaworski. Gaworski tries to hit Ferguson in the bumper. Comes in on the net. It's gloved down by Shaw. 16.9 to play in the period. Pens trailing 1-0. As Mason Fritchie's going to see this draw late in the first period against Roach. From his knees, Fritchie tries to swing this back. It's just out of the zone though. Pens are going to try and regroup from one more rush. 9.6 to go. None of ice up to Bingham Green. 7 to go in the period. Green tries to shoot this. Pens are not going to get a shot. As some extracurriculars here. But at the end of one, the score, PHC 1. Your Pittsburgh Penguins lead 0. 5 seconds on the power play to begin period number 2. We'll be back in a moment. All right, period 2 set to begin here from the Hollydell Ice Arena. Pens on the power play and a very abbreviated time left on it right now. As we're back to 5-on-5 action. Nenavisa tried to swing it wide. That's picked off by Gerbevac. Good stick by Brady Fritchie to break things up. Have to expect the penalty's going to be coming the other way here as the Pens have had 3 power plays. As Nenavisa retreats back into his own zone. Moves it up ahead to Mason Fritchie. Takes a slash by 86 Gerbevac. Pacelli picks up the loose goods. Loose change. Gerbevac jumps into the back of Fritchie. Now it comes to Roach. Now takes a slash. As Gerbevac now wondering what he did after the 3rd penalty of the sequence there for 86. Thought it's the Winter Olympics going on right now.
Come on!
As they're going to get Fritchie here late for the response. As we'll negate the Pens power play. It's 86. Jumped into the backside of Fritchie earlier in that sequence. Then took a slash to the backside of the legs of Mason Fritchie to pull him down. So power play negated. 14-14 to play. 5-on-5 action resumes. Wilson and Ferguson. As Ferguson brings it in to the offensive zone. Tries to go high. It's deflected off of his stick blade. Where Welch is going to be harassed by Punterero. Punterero wins that battle. Center. Pass goes all the way through. Nunez behind the cage, reverses back. Riker Ferguson tries to pick up this puck. Centering pass for Connor Wilson. He shoots and scores. Off the pass from Riker Ferguson. Shock. Not quick enough side to side there. Ferguson to Wilson. For the PPE goal. With 13:41 to go, things tied up. Pens on their 11th shot of the game. Cash in. Shot totals right now, I believe, are 11-2 in favor of the boys in black and gold. Now Welch will step to this. He's going to try and work it around 8. He's going to dump it to the stick of Winton, who's harassed by Connor Wilson. Winton tries to go around the cage. He turns the puck over to Ferguson. Now it's Wilson, high to Welch. Welch is going to snap this in off the stick of Ferguson, but wide of the cage. Third deflection here for Fergie. Now Pacelli is going to try to work around Welch. He's got Welch turned the wrong way. Gets a stick into him, and that's shut down by Thompson. No rebound. So PHC gets their first shot, I believe, in the last 10 minutes there on that sequence. D-zone draw will be taken by 74 Easton Borman. Good to see number 8 Connor Wilson back out on the ice. Borman steps in against Spittle. It's one back. Punterero shot off the blocker of Luka Thompson. As that was snuck out in front. Shot blocked by Easton Borman there. Loya behind the cage. Harassed by Spittle. Moves it to Stark. Stark skates up to the top of the zone. It's in his skates though. It's thrown right back to the stick of Carr. Punterero dumps it deep where Nenavisa and Loya communicate. Loya will take this puck. Loya up to Kowarski, clamped down on by Maurer. Fazio retreats back to center red. Punterero on the transition. Throws it behind Nenavisa. Down to Spittle. Easton Borman on the goal line. Behind the cage now, Nenavisa trying to catch up to this puck. Confronted by Punterero. Push back here on this shift from PHC. As they control the last minute in the zone. After the Pens got the equalizer off the stick of Connor Wilson, off the Riker Ferguson feed from behind the cage. Off the stick of Loya, negates the icing. As Borman to Gaworski. Gaworski chips it, but that's picked up by 94. Shot high and wide. Nanavisa has his stick lifted as he puts his man in the wall now. That's the body contact call. Penn's got hemmed in on that shift. Nanavisa's going to go to the box. And we'll need to kill off this penalty. The first one, first power play of the game for PHC. Drawing in will be Riker Ferguson on the PK with Wilson, Welch, and Fritchie. Comes to the glove of Thompson. He's going to cover it up. We'll do it all over again. 3 seconds ticked off. The minor to CJ Nanavisa. Ferguson sees this one forward to Brady Fritchie. He's going to try 94. Tries to move it wide. Winton gets a stick on it. As Winton's going to go to the box as he throws Connor Wilson to the wall. As the parade to the penalty box continues. And that will negate the PHC power play just 15 seconds into it. Four on three. Or, I'm sorry, we'll play 4 on 4 for the next minute 15. The Pens then will have 15 seconds of power play time. Wilson, Ferguson, Welch, and Fritchie on. Behind the cage, Nunez. Just the walkout, stripped of the puck by Ferguson, throws it low, smart. Play by number 93. Where again he's put into the wall. As Mauer's going to go to the box for the check on Connor Wilson. There's going to be a lot of real estate out there, 4 on 3. Power play coming up. Pence, golden opportunity right now. Puck is dropped. Ferguson wasn't ready for that draw. Official dropped that early. Loya, top of the zone. Wide to Fritchie. Top of the circle is Loya now. Snaps it in off the cage. Wilson with the rebound. It's put just wide of the post. Sneaks out the other side. Brady Fritchie picks it up. As a 4 on 3, it will become a 5 on 3 soon. But backdoor pass to Brady Fritchie. Snaps it off the blocker. Good save by 76. Nunez now battles. Not able to clear though as it comes to Wilson. Wilson changes places with Fritchie. Now it goes to Fritchie. Wide to Grant Loya. One time. Wasn't able to get a lot on that as it goes behind the cage all the way around to Fritchie. Down to Wilson. Back to Brady Fritchie. Snaps it in wide of the net. Wilson tries a wrap move, comes out in front as he's confronted by Fazio. Fazio puts it off the dasher. Loya sees this go between his legs. Roach in a foot race trying to get to that puck as he's tied up. Loya, good recovery there. 13 to go on a 5 on 3 situation right now. Pence wait to get onside. Wilson picks it up. Hooked up by Roach. 3 seconds to go on the 5 on 3. Man coming out of the box right now. As they have too many guys on the ice. As they had a man come out of the box and go to play that puck. As they still had somebody coming out of the box. 6 seconds to go on the Mauer minor now. Pence with 4 shots on that sequence. 16-4 shot totals in favor of the boys in black and gold. 1-1 the score behind the net. Welch has to retreat for this puck, and that'll be it for the Pens power play. It's Papuano off the wall to Davis. One touch pass to Mason Fritchie. He's got 94 beat right now. Mason Fritchie walks in. He rips it over the shoulder of Shaw. And it's a 2-1 game off the stick plate of number 4, Mason Fritchie. And it's a 2-1 game as Fritchie left 94 in the dust. And then dusted off the puck into the back of the net with 9:27 to go. It's a 2-1 lead. Another 5-on-5 goal for the black and gold, cashing in on their 17th shot of the game. It's now 1 back to Welch. Welch moves it quickly over to Papuana. Papuana tries to hit Davis. Davis on his horse now. As retreating into his own zone is Maurer. Moves it backside to Fazio. Now for Fritchie. Fritchie tries to get that all the way through. But it's put near side to Fazio. Off now the skates of Fritchie. Pink and green working hard to try and keep this in. Welch now has this puck. As it's turned over to Roach. Welch is going to surf Roach here to the side. And Papuano now battles his man. It's Baselli. Walking out is Baselli. It's shut down, blocked by Welch. Fazio now takes a shot, and it's put into the back of the net by 86. Neutral zone turnover started that sequence. As a shot off the right pad of Thompson. Dorsey feathers it through to Connor Wilson. Downshifts. Shot wide of the cage now. Wilson on the half wall, confronted by Spittle, kept in by Grant Loya. Glove down by Spittle. In a 2-2 game, we're approaching the midpoint of it, 8 minutes. Shot wide of the cage, comes out the other side. Connor Wilson sees his pass picked off by Punterero. Loya, he's muscled into by Spittle right now. Wilson behind the cage, puts it over to Loya. Goes all the way through to Stark. He's going to lead the rush. Sticked away by 94 and Carr. Headman pass for Punterero. Stark goes off the stick blade of Jaworski. Downshifting now is Mason Fritchie. Snapped in on net. Still loose as Shaw's able to find that puck. Offensive zone faceoff coming up. 7:17 to play. Back, Fritchie controls, top of the zone, Welch. Welch is going to put this low off the dasher. Fazio picks it up, puts it right back off the wall. Ferguson now on the back check. Moves it to Mason Fritchie. Fritchie's going to man ahead, it's Borman, tries to hit Borman just out of his reach. It's going to man go to net, it's Riker Ferguson. Baselli tries a one-touch pass, but it's dumped behind the cage. But Fritchie goes back for this. Hits his brother Mason. He's got to step on Fazio. Man go to the cage is Borman. Decides to shoot the puck. Just looking 5-hole. As it did start sneaking behind. Netminder 76 Shaw through the wickets. Let's get there. 19th shot of the game. Wilson, offensive zone faceoff. Wins it back to Loya. Loya snaps in a clap bomb wide of the cage. Papuano goes low over the stick of 94. Is able to recover that puck. Back to Papuano as he had a man sneaking behind him. Chops down to Cole Davis as he's knocked off his skates by Nunez. Now high to Grant Loya. As Nunez will go to the box for a trip. Ambrose Papuano has to hustle to get to this puck. Goes all the way across to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie finds the seam. He takes that space, fires a shot from the top of the circle. Through some traffic and into the back of the net. Brady Fritchie, number 9, cashes in for the PPG for PPE. On the Pens' 20th shot of the game. They get goal number 3 to make it a 3-2 game. Only 12 seconds were needed on that power play. It's a 3-2 game. Pens back on top. Brady Fritchie gets the goal. The power play goal. Now under 6 to play in the second period. Papuano confronted by Spittle. That comes in all the way on Thompson. Covers that up. Defensive zone faceoff, number 4. Mason Fritchie on for this draw against 22 Spittle. Going back to Winton. 94 snaps it in on net, but wide of the cage. As 86 with a takedown and then a vice, he looks right at the penalty, or right at the referee, to see if he's going to get a penalty call. As the acting continues. Good play by Fritchie to find this puck. Now 86 clamps down on Fritchie. That's Winton behind the cage off his backhand. Comes near side. Nanavisa cashes into his man. Wins that battle. Nico Stark. Got Nanavisa going to the cage. Tries to hit Nanavisa with that puck. As Fritchie's going to go to the box for a trip here. So PHC will go to the power play. As Mason Fritchie sits down, 4:56 to play in the second period. Thanks for joining us on Pens Elite TV. Back to this puck is Welch. Swings it up near side. Held in by Fazio. He's going to walk middle. Goes to the face-off dot. Centering pass does come all the way through. Brady Fritchie has to get to this puck right now. He does. Settles things down. But that's knocked down by Pacelli. On the half wall. Comes through the legs of Roach. Behind the cage is number 93, Riker Ferguson. Puts it up back to the neutral. Gets behind Fazio. Maurer comes over and confronts Ferguson. Fazio walks off the wall right now. As it's put back into the Penguin zone. At the top of the zone, Fritchie calmly dusts it back off. As Maurer goes back. As he's confronted by Fritchie now. Fritchie wins that battle momentarily and ties things up. Penn's able to change up a couple of their penalty killers up front. As Fritchie's now trapped. This could be a 5-on-2 the other way. Roach tries to work it around Easton Borman. Good back check by number 8, Connor Wilson. Now Borman, harassed by Roach, glove down by Pacelli, 3:50 to play, 23 to go on the PK for the Pens Elite. Now thrown behind to Ambrose Papuano, bumps it along further, Off the stick of Welch. As he's going to try and stab that up the wall. Now low. He's got. It's a shot. Doesn't get through. Back to 5-on-5 action. 94 with the clap bomb. Goes wide of the cage. Penn's back to 5-on-5 action. Goes through the wickets of everybody. It's on the outside of the cage and held up by Luka Thompson.
It's not this. Okay, that's not it. You got to come up cool.
3:17 to play here in the second period. Pens are able to kill off the Fritchie Minor. So back to 5-on-5 action. Defensive zone faceoff to be taken by number 8, Connor Wilson. One back to 94, snapped in on net. Blocked down by Loya. Winton goes to 94. 94 comes in, snapped off the outside of the bar. Settles down here at the top of the zone for Winton. 77, he goes wide again to 94. Spins off of Borman. It spins right back into Borman. Or Nenavisa. Moves it up ahead. He's got Connor Wilson. 2-on-1 develops here. So Wilson. He's got Borman go to the net. Wilson walks in. Snaps it. Over the net. Winton battles with Bingham Green now in front of the Penguin bench. Settling down is Wilson. He loses an edge though from his knees. Tries to direct his puck further. 94 dumps it all the way down the ice. Does have the distance for icing. And it is an icing with 2:25 to play in the second period. Offensive zone face-off coming up for the Pens Elite. Mason Pritchie draws in against number 15, Max Roach. Snapped in off the stick of Nunez. Fazio behind the cage, confronted by Stark. Puts it through his legs. Pritchie's able to get to this puck. Scoreboard goes down again. Now it's bumped to Max Roach. Good stick by Welsh to recover there. To knock it off the stick plate to number 15, Max Roach. Under 2 to play in the second period. Turned over to Nico Stark. He has his stick lifted. Sticks with it. Does number 7. Lumbering down the right side. Crashed into by Nunez behind the cage. It's Pritchie. Pritchie tries to get back to this puck. Welch puts it behind 86. Back to the Pens. As Cole Davis going to walk in. Catching up to that puck, this Fazio. Pritchie with the follow-on attempt. That's knocked off of his stick blade. 1:24 to play. Pens with a 3-2 lead. Roach trying to work around number 43, Grant Loya. Loya pins him to the wall. Nico Stark activates, trying to get to this puck. 86 falls down again. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, on Pens Elite TV, as we got 1 minute to play on period 2 action. Dumped in now, where number 43, Grant Loy, the right-handed defenseman, picks up behind Luka Thompson. Fans on that pass attempt, is able to stay with it, finds the puck, moves it to number 37, Ambrose Papuano. Papuano, headman pass, picked off by Carr. Turn right back into the legs of Spittle. Spittle off the far wall, behind the cage is Papuano. Rims it around to Nico Stark, but stepping to that was Carr. Centering pass broken up by Ambrose Papuano. He's knocked off the puck by 22, Spittle. Now low in the zone is Carr. Got a man going to the net, hits him. And finding that puck, I think it hit off the back of the leg of Papuano and gloved down by Thompson with 19.4 to go. Again, Anavisa looks to get to this puck now. It comes to his stick blade. Skates it back out of the Penguin zone. Headman pass for Brooks Gorski. 10 to play in the period. Offsides was the call. Wilson got in a little bit, maybe a step ahead as Gorski looked to get the offense going late in the shift. 7.6 to play here from the Hollydell Ice Arena across the Jersey border. Spittle draws in against number 8, Connor Wilson. He's on with Ferguson and Gorski. Goes forward with this. He's run into by Maurer. And he's thrown out. That's going to be it for period 2 action. We'll be back with period number 3 in about a minute. Pens yesterday were able to pick up their 39th and 40th wins of the season. 2 seasons in a row in that 40-win total for this 2015 birth year squad. Ironically enough, they picked up their 40th win last year against PHC. But that was at the friendly confines of the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. This year, doing it on the road. But there's more work to be done with 15 minutes and counting now on the third period clock. It's 1 forward. Where Ferguson's confronted by number 8. Now trying to work it behind. Confronted by our own number 8. Comes out to Max Roach in front. Shoots it and glove down. Pens benefit from a quick whistle there as it was loose in the crease. Covered by Thompson. 13 seconds tick off the third period clock. 14:47 to play. Wilson draws in against number 15, Max Roach. Wilson wins it to the corner. And then Vice is confronted by 8. Roach picks up that puck. Not for long as Connor Wilson strips him. Wilson tries to headman that pass, but it's turned over to number 77, Winton. And Wilson's able to recover this puck in his own zone once again as he curls around Pacelli. Winton turned a little bit the wrong way, goes all the way through. And it's a transition out to number 8 as he comes wide to Pacelli. He'll try Nanavisa. He comes middle. Shot. Deflects wide of the cage. Now top of the zone, Brooks Gorski is confronted by Nunez. Riker Ferguson trying to catch up to this puck. Bouncing, rolling puck right now. Surfed over by Fazio off the glove of Shaw. He's able to recover that puck. Covers it up. 13:56 to play in the third period. Pens with the 3-2 lead from the Hollydell Ice Arena. Game number 3 between these two squads before the boys from Pittsburgh head back across the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Mason Fritchie draws in right now against Spittle. He's up front with Green and number 74, Easton Borman. Borman trying to pickle stab that puck loose. Pops free, top of the zone. Brought back to the neutral zone by Ambrose Papuano. Goes through the seam to number 4, Mason Fritchie. Tries to get this puck. He does. Rolls off of his stick blade at the last second as Nunez gets a stick in there. Now it's Borman. Centering pass goes off the equipment of Borman. Still trying to find this puck is number 19, Bingham Green, on his backhand. Goes to Easton Borman. Fans on that shot attempt. With 13:24 to play, top of the zone. Ambrose Papuano rolls off of his stick blade, but does get deep to number 4, Mason Fritchie. Tries to walk middle from behind the cage. Surveys his options. Looking for a pathway to move this. He's going to spin low. Goes low to Borman. Borman up top to Papuano. Papuano spin move off of Punterero. Papuano still on the half wall. He's pinned. Puck's going to be turned over. Gerbevac and Welch coalesce. Welch knocks it off the sticklet of Gerbevac, who's harassing number 19 Bingham Green right now. Papuano again through the seam. It's going to be picked off by Fazio as he walks around into the offensive zone. Good back check by number 8 Connor Wilson. Makes one-man miss, two-man miss. Gerbevac. Wilson being harassed by Punterera. Now he's lined up by Maurer, taken off of his skates. Penn's back to the power play with 12:34 to go. As you could see that coming across. It's 27 in the box for the next minute 30. Hopefully less for the boys in black and gold. Wilson remains on for this draw. He's up front with Stark and I believe that's number 11 Colt Davis. Comes all the way through to Grant Loy. Loy snaps it in on net, wide on the cage though. Puck battle ensues. Nico Stark digs that puck out. Comes all the way high to CJ Nanavisa. Nanavisa shoots just wide of the cage. Wilson, half wall. Goes high to Nanavisa again. Nanavisa goes low to Nico Stark. Stark bumps it back to Wilson on the end line. 1:04 to go on the Penn's power play. Nanavisa plays catch with Wilson. Wilson walks in, goes through the seam, was looking for, I believe, the stick of Loya. Comes all the way through to number 43. Loya down from his defensive position now. Top of the circle, goes all the way through to Wilson. Good pass there, just fanned on the shot attempt. Wilson changes places with Loya. 43 to go on the man advantage. Centering pass is in the equipment of Shaw. It goes off the back of Shaw. It's in the back of the net. Officials here are going to blow that dead. Power play resumes with 39 to go. 11:43 in the third period. Penn's up 3-2. Change up the troops. Mason Fritchie on for the draw. Gaworski, Ferguson, Fritchie, and Welch. Nunez digs us out. Goes high to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie snaps us in on net. Drops down off the left pad of Shaw. Fritchie now controls. Gaworski to Fritchie. Fritchie had a Welch. Welch is going to walk middle here. Goes wide to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie at the dot. Shoots it in off the shin guard of Nunez. Now it's in the feet of Fritchie as he's put to the wall by Spittle. 12 to go in the power play. Right to Ferguson. To Brady Fritchie. Snap. He shoots and scores. Brady Fritchie for the PPG for PPE. His second goal of the game. Penn's go low to high. Snapped in the shot. Beyond the reach of the left toe of netminder Shaw. And it's a 4-2 game with 11:04 to play in the period. Brady Fritchie gets the goal, cashes in from the point. And it's a 2-goal game. Connor Wilson draws in now. He's up front with Bingham Green and Easton Borman, but it's the backside. Grant Loya tries to push the play. It's in the skates of Carr. And finding this puck is Puterero. Back to Ambrose Papuano. Papuano headman pass off the stick blade of number 74, Easton Borman, who harasses Winton right now along with Connor Wilson. Top of the zone, out of the zone. Back to center red, picked up by number 43, Grant Loya. Loya over to Papuano. He delays as he's confronted by Carr in front of the PHC bench now. Puck is turned over. It's turned over once again, though. Back to the Penguins. Loya back to Bingham Green. Green snaps in the headman pass for Easton Borman coming down the left side. Fazio confronts him. Back to Ambrose Papuano. Half wall. Wilson goes through to Green, rolls off a his play back to the defenseman, Grant Loya. Tries a spin move. Confronted on the packed wall. Sticked away by netminder Shaw. 10:06 to play in the third period. Thanks for joining us Super Bowl Sunday on Penn's Elite TV. Has 22 Spittle to the backside of Borman right now. Headman pass off the stick of Carr. Trying to settle this down is number 9 Brady Fritchie. spins off of the pressure of Carr for Ambrose Papuano. He makes his man miss. Pacelli. Now he's coming up in front of the PHC bench. Centering pass right to Nico Stark in the soft spot. Glove down. Nice save there by Ellie Shaw. At 9:36 to play. Nice little seam pass from number 37, Ambrose Papuano. Snapped in quickly by Stark. That's the tunes of Boys the Men are playing here in Motown, Philly. I believe that's a favorite song of the birthday boy, Grant Loya, number 43. Happy 11th birthday to the Seneca Valley product. Behind the cage, it's Nunez off the dasher to the stick play to Fritchie. Fritchie down with Pacelli. Snaps it, but no farther than Brady Fritchie. Puts it in behind the cage again, off the end wall, 94. Throws it far side. There's Roach. He's got some speed. He's coming in. He's going to try to work around Nenavisa. Stopped up high in the zone, though. Off the right foot of Nenavisa. Comes all the way through to 8. Pacelli sees this defended by Fritchie. Cool, calm, and collected, number 9. As he starts the rush the other way. Headman pass is going to join the rush. Davis, one-touch pass over to Mason Fritchie. Number 4, top of the circle. Delays. Try to go back to Nenavisa. Is off the skates of Pacelli. Now a battle here low in the zone. As a couple bodies go down, shot through the crease area by Nico Stark. 8.5 minutes to play. As brought back to center by number 15, Max Roach. Stick put into him by Brady Fritchie. Fritchie wins that battle right now. Stays on his skates as the Pens back in flight. Connor Wilson goes wide to Colt Davis. Knocked off of his stick by Winton. Riker Ferguson now top of the zone. Drops the shoulder around Winton. Protects the puck. Just driving in hard to the net. As it's put behind. Actually, almost into the PHC bench. It's 6 guys on the ice and played the puck. It's Fazio confronted by Connor Wilson. He hits the deck. Papuano, rolling puck, picked up by Welch. Welch up to Riker Ferguson. Ferguson chopped down by 86. He's going to pick up another penalty. The two-handed chop down. He's going to slam it. See if there's going to be an additional call. Probably not. But the Pens to the power play. Turkey on the table. Halfway point exactly of the third period. 7:30 on the clock. Connor Wilson up front with Ferguson and Gorski. Backside Papuano and Welsh. It's going to be won by PHC, but it's put off the helmet of Connor Wilson. Pens bunched up in that corner. Gorski confronted by Spittle. He protects the puck against Fazio now. Reverses with Connor Wilson. Wilson goes high to Welch. Welch is going to walk this back to Wilson. Wilson back to Welch. It's going to go wide all the way across to Ambrose Papuano. Papuano now walks middle. Now low to Gorski. He's got some space. He's got a man in the bumper. It's Riker Ferguson. He shoots and scores. Riker Ferguson. Good puck movement. All 5 of the Pens elite touch the puck on that power play. And it's a PPG for PPE. Left, right, high, low, up, down. It's a Nintendo cheat code. And it's a 5-2 game as the penalty to 86 is a costly one for PHC. On the power play goal from number 93, Riker Ferguson. Pens looking for more now. Back in on the attack is number 19, Bingham Green. Stops up at the dot. Centering pass, look for Mason Fritchie. Stick into him from Carr to break that up. 94 sends it off the dashboard. It went into the PHC bench, and it bounces down to Roach. As he's rubbed out nicely by Grant Loya. Loya stays on his skates. Moves it over to number 77, CJ Nenavisa. Nenavisa up to Green. Green, headman pass for Easton Borman. Pens have numbers right now, Mason Fritchie. But it's Carr on the back check. Put in on net, it's in the crease right now. as Borman put a stick in late. And then took a shot from the backside, I believe from Nunez. I think Borman's going to go to the box. Came in a second or two late, trying to knock that off under the glove or from underneath the glove of Shaw. So Penn's back shorthanded late in this game. 6:17 to play. Penalty to number 74 is up on the board. As things get set up in the defensive zone, Bingham Green on right now for the Penn's penalty killing unit. He's up front with Mason Fritchie. Backside will be Loya and then Avisa. Spittle wins this forward, but recovering that puck is Bingham Green. Back to the point man, Fazio. Half wall, Punterero plays catch with Fazio. Nice play there. Snapped in on net, wide of the cage again. Loya into the equipment of Punterero. Spittle goes back to 20. Spittle from behind the goal line right now. They play catch. Backdoor pass, nice seam pass there, unable to handle that. Was 8 sees Nanavisa pick up his pass attempt. Fritchie tries to chip it forward. Fazio steps down though. Loya in some space, comes all the way through. Fazio goes all the way around the world. Fazio with a pretty goal there. From his backhand, went around the world, top shelf. And PHC gets the power play goal with 5:39 to play. So once again, it's a 2-goal game just like that off the PHC power play goal. Good defensive play by Nico Stark and Brady Fritchie, where Fritchie pokes it around Roach to lead the attack now with Colt Davis. Wilson's going to cover the right point. Wilson at the point, bumps it further along. Roach picks this up. He's going to try Welch one-on-one. He's got a back checker. Welch surfs him. Where Connor Wilson surveys the scene. Moves it beyond the reach of number 11, Colt Davis. 5:06 to play. This has the juice for icing, and it is an icing. Defensive zone draw coming up. Thanks for tuning in, folks, on Cine TV for game number 3 between PHC and the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Third period action here late in the game, 5:02. Winton swings it all the way down behind the Penguins net, picked up by 22 Spittle. Now comes near side to 45 Brooks Gaworski, clamped down on by Nunez as it's pinned underneath the skates of Gaworski as they battle. Loya digs this puck out. He makes one man miss as Winton comes over to confront him. Loya against the wall. Sees this thrown right back in behind number 37, Ambrose Papuano. Papuano and Punterero go down as the Pens working to get this back to neutral. Winton goes D-to-D all the way over to Carr, who is covering back. One-touch pass attempt broken up initially by Papuano, has his stick lifted by 22 Spittle. He's looking to see if he's got a man going to net. He does. It's Carr. Sticked away by Brooks Gaworski, tries a curl move, delay move. It's off the back of the skates of Ferguson, back into the Penguins zone. 4:03 to play now. Ambrose Papuano off the Penguins bench. Headman pass for number 4, Mason Fritchie, confronted by Winton. Dumped in deep, where it's retrieved by number 9, Brady Fritchie. He's got the wheels going. He's got 2 goals today, the defenseman, number 9. Connor Wilson confronts, got a centering pass attempt for Easton Borman, walks out in front. Easton Borman tries to settle this puck down. 1 shot, 2 shots. But that's shut down as Borman was leveled behind the play. As Easton Borman's able to make his way back to the bench, 3.5 to play. And a defensive zone faceoff coming up. Looking down at the replay, see what transpired. I just saw Borman down on a heap in front of the PHC cage. Nonetheless, play continues as Riker Ferguson sees this sticked away by Fazio. Now it's 8, confronted by our own number 8, Connor Wilson. Fazio, he's stripped of the puck by number 93, Riker Ferguson. Pens back in on the attack. Back is Maurer for PHC. Stopping up, loses an edge. It's Ferguson following on there was number 8, Connor Wilson. 3:08 to play in the third period. Put out in front, picked up by number 68, Pacelli. Now it's the point man, number 9, Brady Fritchie. Snaps in a shot, looking for the HT is number 9. Behind the cage is number 8, Connor Wilson, man out in front. He's going to spin off, goes to that man in front. It's Riker Ferguson. It's in his skates, though. Put back out in front over to Bingham Green. Walked out the other side now. Cycled back down low to 93, Riker Ferguson. He's going to change directions, trying to make Fazio miss. Puts it through all the way to the point man, 9. Brady Fritchie, it's on his backhand, though. 2:38 to play in the third period. Wilson plays catch. Goes over the stick of Riker Ferguson. Becomes an outlet here for Fazio. Centering pass, shut down by Nenavaisa. He's going to start the attack the other way. He's clamped on by 8. Pacelli bumps it up forward to Spittle. Who will try Ambrose Papuano. Chips it behind him. On the back check, though, is number 7, Nico Stark. Centering pass, man open, wide open in front is Pacelli, unable to handle that puck. Back to the 94. Man open back door. Spittle can't get it through. 2 to play. As the Pens ice the puck. And we'll get a line change with exactly 2 minutes. Pens with a 5-3 lead right now. As it shot just wide of the cage. Looking back at that replay, Easton Borman did take a headshot in front of the cage where Welch picks it up behind Thompson. Welch snaps it up. Quick movement up to Stark. Stark to Gaworski. Gaworski snaps it on net into the catching mitt of number 76, Ellie Shaw. 1:32 to play. 92 ticks of the clock remain here in the third period. Offensive zone face-off coming up. Pens had a 5-2 lead. And a power play goal by PHC. And here in the third period made it a 5-3 score, as we'll keep an eye on netminder Shaw to see if the PHC squad likes to get the extra attacker on. With a 2-goal separation. But CJ Nenavaisa doesn't allow that, as puts it right back into the offensive zone, off the stick play to Stark. Now Maurer pokes it back to the neutral zone. Stepping to this puck is Grant Loya. Loya over to Nenavaisa as they switch spots. Now it's Gaworski up to Connor Wilson. Wilson, he's got Maurer chasing him. Back to Grant Loya. Loya snaps it in on net, wide of the cage. Getting this puck is 45, Brooks Gaworski. One-touch pass off Nico Stark, in on the cage. 51.5 to play.
All right, boys, let's go.
Offensive zone face-off coming up. And a timeout will be taken by PHC. I assume as soon as they get this to the neutral zone, they're going to lift number 76, Ellie Shaw. So both teams will go to their respective benches. Strategy will be drawn up. With 51.5 ticks of the clock remaining here from the Hollydell Ice Arena before the 5.5-hour drive home. I was joined by the esteemed PA man Keith Borman on the drive over here. I'm sure he's going to continue his debate of what's a better chocolate, Mr. Beast or Hershey, on the way back. So if anybody has any opinions on that, be sure to text the personal cell phone of Mr. Keith Borman. Check in with him as he's tallying the votes in a very scientific research study by Keith Borman. So that's neither here nor there. As we have 51.5 to play. Offensive zone face-off. Fritchie, Ferguson, Borman, Fritchie, Loyal. Complete the 5 on the ice. Let's put behind Fazio now. Off of this timeout. Spittle gets to this puck. Shaw, empty cage now. Extra attacker on. Fritchie bumps it up to Easton Borman. Borman has that yawning cage. He works around one man. Tries to move it forward to Riker Ferguson. Ferguson snaps it in on net. Not a lot on that. 28 now to play. Pacelli throws it off the dasher as it's going to be a 2-on-2. Coming back to the offensive zone is 20. Goes wide to Spittle. Grant Lloyd picks it up. 15 to play. Up to Easton Borman off the back of his skates to Riker Ferguson. Ferguson. He's back checked by Spittle. 8 now to go in the period. Behind the net is Brady Fritchie. As there's a whistle with 1.6 to play. Not sure what that whistle was. Nonetheless, got one more face-off with 1.6 to go. Shot off the backside of Riker Ferguson, and how sweep it is as the Pens roll and take 3 of 3 against PHC to get wins number 39, 40, and 41 on the year, besting their season total from last year. Pens will be back in action next week as Rochester will pay a visit, as the Penguins will take on the New York Saints from the home of the Wheeling Nailers, West Banco Arena. But final score, here from New Jersey, your Pittsburgh Penguins lead 5 and the Philadelphia Hockey Club 3.